morning.
Good morning.
We are today in one of the main squares in Buenos Aires. The square is called Plaza Mayo, and this is the center of the square, which has the sign 25th of May 1810, which is when the revolution in Argentina happened, and 1 year later, 1811, this monument was built. Being in Buenos Aires, you're not short of monuments and beautiful sculptures and statues and buildings, but we wanted to start the video here because this square has a lot of significance, a lot of gatherings, demonstrations, protests. Everything has happened here throughout the years in Buenos Aires, and also because on one side, which is one end of the square, let me turn the camera, you have this beautiful building which is called Casa Rosada, which translates to the pink house. This building, as you can see, it has so much character, very charming, and it also is well known and famous, and all the tourists come here to see it because it is the office of the President of Argentina. This is the government house basically, and where the government works. The construction started in 1873, and since 1886 it has been the government office, but also throughout the years it had other purposes, like it was used at some point as a post office, and that's why, as you can see, it's not really symmetrical. This part in the middle is in front of the statue, and this pole that usually has the Argentinian flag on top, which today we don't have it, but you have a flag there and there. But throughout the years they had to, it looks like they had to give like some extensions, because you have the center and then on the sides it's not really a symmetrical building. There are some guided tours also that you can do. You can go visit inside, but I think it's a bit complicated since the government works here, so it's not that easy. But if you want to do it, you can do that 100%. The other building right over there is the Bank of Argentina, or I would say it would be like the central bank of Argentina, and all around there are more buildings which we wanted to also show you. Since today we're going to be covering a lot of information and a lot of historic buildings, I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible, so the video is not too long. One more building around the Plaza Mayo is this one in the distance. It has had so many different purposes for a long time, over 200 years. At some point it was a prison. Right now it is a museum that you can visit. In the distance you see some other buildings also with that clock tower. They all have an amazing architecture, this one too. But the next one that we wanted to show you is this building, which is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Buenos Aires. So the Metropolitan Cathedral of Buenos Aires is a Roman Catholic cathedral, and in Spanish it's called Catedral Metropolitana de la Santísima Trinidad. The construction started in 1593, but 1593 this was just like the first chapel. Then the main groundbreaking for this structure that you see here took place in 1754 and was completed in 1822. Basically this building right here is 202 years old minimum. If you consider the first chapel, it's even older. Let's go inside very quickly, see it, and then continue with the rest. So this is the entrance of the cathedral. As you can see in the distance, there's the dome and all the design. What the Another very nice touch is just the tiles. As soon as you walk in, you see all of these tiles, beautiful, a lot of details. Let's show you the whole place. And inside the cathedral you also have this tomb which belongs to General San Martin. He was an Argentinian general that fought the Spanish colony in Argentina, Peru and Chile, and he is buried here. And you can come here and visit this. It's always guarded with a lot of respect because he was a very important figure. So now on the way to our next stop, while I'm filming these wonderful, amazing buildings, I'm gonna also talk to you guys about the city. Buenos Aires, the city of Buenos Aires, actually is an autonomous city. In 1880, it was granted this status of an autonomous city, kind of like Brasilia in Brazil, that is called Distrito Federal. It's under the federal government's control. Buenos Aires too has the same status. The population with the suburbs, the whole metropolitan Buenos Aires area, is around 17 million people, and people from Buenos Aires are called porteños. So even though it is the capital of the country, it's not the capital of the province of Buenos Aires. The capital of the province is a city called La Plata. We are planning to visit that city. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen or not, but we might visit that too. People from the province of Buenos Aires are called Buenos Airenses. I need my Brazilian wife to pronounce Bonaerenses. So porteños and Bonaerenses.
So it means that all the porteños are bonaerenses, but not all bonaerenses are porteños.
Exactly, yes. And you see, in Buenos Aires, as you're walking, you can just admire everything that you can see. This street here also is called Florida Street, which is another very nice pedestrian kind of street. We will do a video here for sure, but for today let's focus on the main landmarks of the city. Our next stop is this monument, which is called Obelisco. This is another landmark of Buenos Aires. It was erected in 1936 for the 400th anniversary of the founding of the city. The city was originally founded in 1536, and then in 1880 was granted the autonomous status. So in 1936, after 400 years, they built this. It was also renovated in 2005, and right now, as you can see, there are some metal barriers at the bottom, the yellow ones. There is a project right now to install an elevator, so you can go on top of Obelisco, and from those openings on the top, you can have a very nice view of downtown Buenos Aires. So Obelisco is located on one of the major avenues in Buenos Aires. This avenue is known as 9 de Julio, or 9th of July, named after the Independence Day of Argentina, which is 9th of July. Originally, the Independence Day was in 1816. But this avenue also has a lot of significance. As you can see, there are so many different lanes, bus lanes in the middle. So the avenue basically has 7 lanes on each direction, and it also has 2 other smaller lanes on the side. It is very wide. The whole avenue stretches for around 3 kilometers. The height of the structure is also 71.5 meters. And next to Obelisco, now that you don't have the elevator yet, they have made this structure here. That is actually a set of stairs that you go up, and then on top you have a nice view of the Obelisco. Let's see if we can go and see it from there. So you have this platform, you have all of these sitting areas and stairs to go on top. And once on top, this is the view that you get. It's a very nice touch actually, you know? I like it. It's like
very nice.
The space that is, I wouldn't say it's wasted, but it's
on
like
top of a police station.
Yeah, it's a police station downstairs, and it's just a roof that was not being used before. So now they have put this. It's a very nice idea, and you can just stand here and admire everything that is happening on Avenida 9 de Julio. After Obelisco, we are at this place. This is called Teatro Colón. Teatro Colón is considered one of the best opera houses in the world, and it is believed to have the room with the best acoustics for opera and the second best for concerts in the world. The construction of the building started in 1889. It was completed in 1908, but there was also some renovations that happened between 2001 and 2010. The height of the building is 28 meters. We did come here and did a guided tour that when you go inside you can do it. Unfortunately, we could not film with our camera, but we did film with the cell phone, so I'm gonna put the footage also after to show you. The ticket was per person was 22,000 pesos.
22,000 pesos.
22,000 pesos per person, and you can even buy it ahead of time. We went like 1 day before, 2 days before, so we knew what day at what time we can do it. And there are in different languages. You can do it in Spanish, in English, so it's a very nice guided tour. We're gonna show you the footage now. We are now in another square, which is one of the main squares again in the city. It is called Plaza del Congreso because you have this wonderful building in front of this square. This is the Congress, Argentinian Congress or Parliament, and the design of this square in front of the Congress also is just gorgeous. You have the sculptures over there, all of these light poles that each one of them is like done tastefully, designed very well, and the location also is very interesting. This street is Avenida Mayo, or the May, Avenue of May. At the other end is where we had the Plaza Mayo, which is in front of Casa Rosada, which is the office of the president of Argentina. At the other end, you have the Congress, which is right here. The construction of the Congress started in 1897. It was inaugurated in 1906, but it was not completed until 40 years later, 1946. So it took a long time for the whole structure to come together and be completed. But as you can see, great things take time to build. It is still standing, a wonderful building. We did a guided tour a couple of days ago. The guided tour for the Congress is free. When you go in, you they just take an ID from you, so they register you, but you can go in. There is no entrance fee to pay for the guided tour. When we visited, there was apparently a vote going on, so we could not visit all the chambers of the Congress, but what we could film with the cell phone, I'm going to show it to you guys now. We also read online that apparently what is referred to as point zero or kilometer zero of all the highways in Argentina starts from a stone in this plaza behind me, which is right in front of the Congress. This stone, this one is called Kilometer Zero, or I would say point zero, which is basically the representative of the point where all of the highways in Argentina start from. So this stone is the point where you measure the distance from this stone to anywhere else by using any other highway in Argentina. So this ends our video of historic downtown Buenos Aires. There's many more videos to come up. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.